Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
If you're drunk,
Blasted.
intoxicated,
Rip. Plastered.
destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Check. It's hard for us common folk to understand it. It's hard to put yourself in a position where you say, yeah, I'm good. I don't need your 70 million. I like where I am. That's the reality. We're going to go through why and what next and what $70 million really, really means. And what do the Lakers do? I think we know what Dan Hurley does. The Lakers thought they had their guy. 6 years, $70 million. Come be the coach of one of the most glamorous franchises in the history of North American sports. I'm good. I'm going to stay in Storrs, Connecticut. Can you imagine being in a position where you're like, no, I'm good. I don't need your $70 million. Good morning to you. What day is it? Tuesday? Feels like Thursday. Good Merry Tuesday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. How you living?
Oh, what it do?
I mean, I know you're in that position where like 70 million. I'm good. Right. Can you? I mean, I want to get into this and a lot of the stuff here. But can you imagine just being in a position where like, no, I'm good. And I guess he figures he'll get that chance again. And I do believe when the Knicks or Celtics job opens next, maybe even the 76ers, those teams will make a run at Dan Hurley. And I do believe at that point, Dan Hurley is going to make the jump. I believe it won't be in a position to have a historical season the next year, to go for a three-peat and be the first one to do that since John Wooden and UCLA did it. I think it'll be in a position where it's the part of the country where he, and maybe most importantly, his wife, Andrea, feel most comfortable. And I think the Knicks and or the Celtics will, dare I say, make it even more competitive or more compelling offer than going out to L.A., which probably wasn't Dan Hurley. By all counts, he wants to go to the NBA at some point, but maybe this wasn't it. I don't believe this will be the last time Dan Hurley gets courted by the NBA. But I can't sit here and tell you I'm surprised. I think when we talked yesterday, I said I think I'm leaning towards he stays. And Dan Hurley shocked a lot of people and left the Lakers embarrassed, standing there holding their big bag of cash when he said thanks but no thanks yesterday to the LA Lakers.
I can't imagine what it's like to turn that down, but it's also that world of, what does 70 million do for you in LA versus 50 million in stores? And you're actually working a lot more for that 70 million than you are that 50 million. Double the games, longer season, everything that's involved. And so I think Dan Hurley played this fantastically. He was able to flirt with the Lakers, one of the biggest brands in sport, get them to fawn all over him, go back to UConn, secure his bag there, and they knew they were going to pay whatever it needed, like that, to the level they could to keep Dan Hurley, and he's comfortable. And to me, it's one that when you're in that world, you can understand turning the Lakers down.
So there was a coach around here who once said, you don't mess with happy, right? You recall that? And he messed with happy and didn't seem all that happy. And made a lot of money. Not 70 million, about $16 million. And moved on. There was a lot of tentacles to this. What do the Lakers do now? James Borrego seems to be right in the middle of it. The Albuquerque guy, graduated from Albuquerque Academy, who is a former head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, interviewing evidently today, is one of the 2 finalists for the Cleveland Cavaliers job. And if the Cavs want him, I think they move today, because otherwise the Lakers are going to swoop in and have somebody else taken away. JJ, the offer at $70 million, or right, $70 million. I keep, every time I say it, it's like, whoa. At 6 years, it was $11.6 million a year, which is a lot of money. If they wanted him, and this is where I think maybe the Lakers cut their own legs off. Well, he was going to be slotted as the 6th highest coach, and you're saying, well, Jeff, he's never coached in the NBA, and you're right. You're 100% right. And is he a better coach than Ty Lue or Monty Williams? I don't know. I don't know. The Lakers went after Ty Lue before they got Frank Vogel, who, by the way, won a championship. Ty Lue said, I'm not going to get undercut. And he signed a deal with the Clippers recently, 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, where he's making $14 million a year. Monty Williams, back in 2019, was Lakers' second choice. He was coaching the Suns, remember? He signed a 5-year deal with the Suns back in 2019. Now he's making $13 a year with the Pistons. So did the Lakers undercut themselves? They go in and say, hey, we want you, and it's glamour, and we just figured, well, you're probably making $5 or $6 million, so $11 million a year is going to blow your socks off. Did they undercut themselves, you think?
Easy to say that.
I mean,
was there any back and forth, or was that the final offer? And that comes out, and then it looks bad.
Well, there could have been back and
you're
maybe
only
not
the
forth.
6th highest paid coach in the NBA.
Yeah. I don't know if Danny Hurley's that guy who needs to be the highest paid coach, but when you start looking at, all right, you want me to take over this, you're going to task me with, this is a kind of a we got to win now, right? You brought in the high profile coach, you've got the high profile players, we got to go win now. I wonder if they cut their own legs off by, and I hate to say this, but I don't know, if you really wanted that dude, if you really, 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 really wanted that guy, and by all indications they did. I'm going to ask you the difference. If you're the Lakers, what's the difference between $11.5 and $14 million? You're going to tell me $2.5 million, right? $3.5 million? 2.5. But if that was the guy you really wanted, don't you go get him? Or at least throw that offer. You throw your best offer at him. I get it. It was attractive. I don't know if it was money. Everybody's, taxes in California. They tax in Connecticut too now. I don't think Connecticut's a super no tax state. Now, is it as expensive in Connecticut as it is to live in the South Bay? I'm going to guess not. But you're probably 45% of your $11 million a year is gone. So can you live on $6.5-7 million a year?
I don't think it came down to money. I think they would have figured it out if Hurley was like, dude, I need to be the highest paid coach in the NBA.
Yeah, they'd have said
I could see a little hesitation just because you're paying a boatload of money. Like, that money is still being paid from the franchise. It's not directly affecting the salary cap. Like, you're still paying all these coaches money.
I think you're right.
I think it was, in the end, this is cool. I get to go to LA, be fawned over. One of the biggest brands that Coach LeBron James, but ultimately was comfortable being the man at UConn.
I think you're right. I actually do. Do you agree with me, though, that next time the Knicks or Celtics job, maybe Philadelphia, is open, in Storrs, Connecticut is kind of right between Boston and New York. And whatever that is. I mean, Thibodeau's those were the top 2 seeds in the East, right? The Knicks and the Celtics, Celtics and the Knicks in that order. They seem pretty set at head coach with Joe Mazzulla and Tom Thibodeau. But next time that job is open, don't you think the first call is Dan Hurley? And he listens a heck of a lot more?
Yeah, sometimes you're...
Timing.
And also, it's just where you want to be. And he could just be an East Coast guy.
Yeah, I really believe that there's a lot to that. I really do. What your reaction? And Laker fan, where are you going now? And I know there's a ton of you in this hood. Laker fan, where are you going now? Do you like the James Borrego option? If you do, I think you better move. because he may get offered the Cleveland job today. Is it J.J. Redick? The last time there was a player coach in the NBA. I know there used to be player coaches, player managers in baseball.
Bill Russell?
Might be. Is LeBron James just here, man? Just run the team. He was putting himself in and not putting himself in last year anyway. I want to tell you, I think you're okay. And I know the Lakers, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to court somebody and get turned down, especially that public. I don't care if you're a junior high school kid courting a girl for the dance and she tells you no, or you're the Lakers courting a coach internationally and you get turned down. It's embarrassing. It's a knock on you, who you are, what your brand is, what you think you are. It is. But I'll tell you that there have been plenty of circumstances in the past where not first choices have done well. And Frank Vogel was the third choice, at least the third choice of the Lakers last time, and they won a championship, didn't they? I want to say Pete Carroll was like the fourth or fifth choice at USC when he got the job with the Trojans. And he did a hell of a job at USC and built something pretty tremendous at USC. So there's still opportunities. And look, J.J. Redick may end up being a great coach if he gets this job. When Steve Kerr got the job with Golden State, he'd never coached before. Mark Jackson kind of set it up, and it went into a pretty good situation. This is a good situation. Every coach that's been successful has had good players. You're starting off with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And you got a pretty decent roster.
And this feels different than past LeBron teams. Because LeBron's not going to be here 3 or 4 years.
Correct.
And
at least we think not.
I don't think he's playing 4 or 5 years.
He's 39 years old.
I just don't.
Yeah.
So this is one where I think you could make it through LeBron. Like the Lakers, their next hire is going to last longer than LeBron James. Because I know that's a concern. If I'm hired, you're going to fire me in 2 years anyway.
Yeah, because LeBron's going to fire me.
LeBron's not going to be happy.
Yeah.
And so that's why Dan Hurley, you think this makes sense. All right, 2 years, Dan Hurley with LeBron, 2-3 years, and then you're able to figure out what's next.
I want to take this break because I know we're late on it. When we come back, how does this reflect on LeBron James? Is this? I know he's wanted nothing to do with it. He said, "I don't want anything to do with the coaching situation." But when you're that dude, you have something to do with everything, whether you want to or not. Is this reflective of him? What coach wouldn't want to coach LeBron James? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
When you have sports, make sure.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420.
Laker fan, let's go. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animal phone line and the text line. You're already in on the text line. Why would Dan Hurley want to be an assistant coach to LeBron James? Smart move. Lakers won't do anything while James is there. Well, they did win one championship. The bubble counts. As much as it's kind of weird to remember it and think of it, it counts. So they did win one championship. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Does this reflect on LeBron at all?
Yes, but it doesn't change anything. This is who he's been his entire career.
I think that's
when it comes to coaches.
The fact that he's run through how many of them? I want to say it's 11, if I'm not mistaken. From David Blatt to Frank Vogel to Darvin Ham to, he's run everybody out except for Eric Spoelstra, right?
Yes.
How will that reflect on him? Will it matter when it's all said and done? Mike ran out Doug Collins and got Phil Jackson. Magic ran out Paul Westhead. I mean, it's not like all the greats played for just one dude, but they didn't play for 11 or 12 or whatever the number is. Does this stick to him at all long term, or does it?
It's a part of the story, but I don't think it's going to be a major one. Like, is that what it's going to be about? The performances and the finals record, as opposed to, well, I don't think LeBron James is a top 5 player of all time because he played for 11 coaches and he ran these guys out. Like, I think it will be a talking point
for a dude who's had a pretty well crafted career, and I say pretty well crafted. He's gotten, for the most part, what he's wanted. When he wanted Kevin Love, he got Kevin Love. When he wanted to go to the Heat, he got the Heat. When he wanted to go to the Lakers, he got the Lakers. When he wanted AD, he got AD. When he wants a coach, he gets a coach. When he doesn't want a coach, he gets rid of a coach. It's gone through a lot. I think the only way it really sticks to him if at some point, and it won't be now, but if some point down the line, Dan Hurley tells somebody on a podcast or a book or something, I just honestly didn't want Coach LeBron. Right? Or something along those lines. If that comes out, I think that's the only way it sticks. I just think it's a bad look for the Lakers. I think it's a tough one for LeBron, I think. First, do you think he wasn't involved? Do you think he had any conversations with Hurley?
I can't believe that LeBron James or any superstar player, whether it's direct or agent versus agent, isn't in the know of what's going on.
Totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree with that. As much as he says, I want to stay out of this. I think the only reason he's saying that is because J.J. Redick's name is so tightly attached to him, right? And that's his guy, and that's where they are. I think he had to, and I think it does. Some of it sticks to LeBron a little bit, where I don't know, man. Your reputation of being a coach killer, and it is. I mean, his reputation is a coach killer. It's interesting. Where do they go? Where do they go? Do you go? What's the splash they want to make? Is it J.J. Redick? Is it James Borrego's?
Well, there's
not
nothing
a splash.
splashy now.
Well,
like Redick is a headline because it's, hey, LeBron hires his podcast buddy.
Right. Hurley fell out of nowhere. So, like, if I'd have said to you a week ago, what's the splash? Well, I mean, there is no splash. And then all of a sudden, holy smokes, there's a splash, right? Is there another coach that would, and I don't know how you follow this up, but is there another coach that would be, there's no Mike Krzyzewski out there right now, is there? I mean, Mick Cronin would be interesting to me. But that doesn't work there either.
That's not even in the same category as Dan Hurley.
So is there anybody in the same category as Dan Hurley?
In college basketball,
I mean, Tom
Izzo,
but he's not. At this point in his career, I don't think he's doing it. Is there another dude like that?
Like, there's big name guys, but it would not resonate the same as the coach coming off back-to-back national championships.
Kelvin Sampson?
No.
Okay. Because he would interest. I think Kelvin Sampson could coach the NBA. I'm just thinking styles, coaches, personalities, X's and O's, dudes who I think could make that jump. Kelvin Sampson's one of those guys who I think could do that. Right? Is there yeah, I don't know where you go. I think Laker fans just going, holy bleep. Like, remember when we were the Lakers? Remember when everybody wanted to be here? When it's all said and done, and you said 2 years, and I think you're about right. How is the LeBron James era, and I believe it'll be about 8 years, going to be looked back on by Lakers? There was the Showtime era. There was the kind of the first run of Shaq and Kobe. Then it was the Kobe Powell era. Heck, before that, it was Wilt and Happy Hairston and those guys and Jerry West. I mean, there's all these eras, right? The Wilt era, the Showtime era, Shaq and Kobe, Kobe and Powell. How will the LeBron era, do you think? Or is it still to be determined? Because I think it's kind of determined.
It'll be underwhelming.
Right?
Bring in LeBron James, you're expecting multiple championships.
Not 2, not 3, not 4.
At this point, you're
not
expecting
5.
at least 2. Yeah. And then what we
and
learned
you don't
is
even feel
never,
like you
ever have a pep rally, and no one's done it since then.
And you don't even feel like you got one, right? Because it was in a bubble and you didn't get a parade, right? There was no LeBron parade with Mark Madsen dancing around.
Is that when the Dodgers won too?
I think so. Yeah.
So
the Dodgers
so
won.
tell me the last time Los Angeles. It's the Rams.
is the Rams.
The one that like counts.
And the
Dodgers
and the Kings were
Lakers
before
don't
that.
count.
The Kings were before that. Right?
Yeah.
Kings won 2.
So the Rams run LA.
Damn right. I mean, not after the Chargers. But yeah, no, it's the Rams.
That's right.
Rams
because the Lakers and Dodgers championships don't count.
Why don't they count again? Because they didn't have parades?
Mm-hmm.
They count. They just feel like they didn't happen.
Because people want to discount the Lakers one, so you got to discount the Dodgers one. And it's a Rams town.
Wherever you feel it, then ram it.
Just ram it, baby.
I feel like, JJ, I feel like this is going to look back and be, I think underwhelming is a great word for it. When 8 years from now, 10 years from now, you think of LeBron James, what uniform will you think of?
I even with all the attachment to Ohio and Cleveland, I think of the Heat run.
I think so too. I think that was kind of his prime, right? Even though we went back to the Cavaliers.
The battles against the Spurs, winning a couple
Losing
titles with Dwayne Wade.
He's won 4, right? 2 with the Heat, 1 with the Cavs, 1 with the Lakers. I don't know that I'll think of him in a Laker uniform, although it would be the most recent. And
it will be the second longest tenure.
I was going to say, how long was he with Cleveland? Because he's 6 now with the Lakers, right? And you figure 2 more, it'll be 8.
Yeah, Cleveland was 11.
It was 11 total? 11, 8. How long was he with Miami?
Mine was only 4 years, but it feels longer than that. But it's because he did go on that crazy finals run. There was LeBron James in the NBA Finals. LeBron James in the NBA
like
Finals.
8 years in a row, right? Something crazy like that. All right, Laker fan, let's go. I want to hear your thoughts at 505-246-0610. Where do you go now? How do you feel about being spurned? Hey, I got a question for you. When we come back, this isn't news. This is just me thinking. What if the Cowboys make a move at coach after the season? If Mike McCarthy, it doesn't work. I know everybody's thinking, then it'll be Bill Belichick. What are the odds? Will it be Bill Belichick or will it be this guy? I think it's going to make you scratch your head and think a little bit. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez.
Just watching a little Caitlin Clark from last night. Is it Dejanay Carrington of the Sun who mocked her on a foul and her home crowd booed her? It was an alternate. I'm going to get there too. Opening drive, Jeff Sabieta, JJ Buck. I got a question for you since we're talking coach. This isn't news. This isn't, I don't even think there's any speculation. Let me just throw this out. I was thinking. So let's assume for this conversation, Cowboys make the playoffs and go out in the first round of the playoffs, right? I think we all think at that point, Mike McCarthy's run out of lives, right? So let's say the Cowboys make a change of coach. And as you said the other day, and that guy's sitting out there, and it almost feels like a no-brainer. It's Bill Belichick. If I said to you right now, I know the future, and a year from now, the Cowboys head coach, Mike McCarthy's out, will it be Bill Belichick or would it be Deion Sanders? Which way would you go?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Right? Nobody's talking about this, and I was just thinking about it yesterday. And Deion played there. Jerry's always loved him. One guy's 72 and one guy's 56, depending on what kind of year Colorado has. Let's say Colorado goes 6-6. And he turns it around, and Shador's gone, oh, by the way, you might be able to trade up in the draft and get Shador Sanders in the draft. And Deion can have his kid as quarterback. Have you thought about that at all?
Yes. We broached the topic a little bit.
Okay.
Here and there. I don't think it happened.
You don't think it happened?
No.
So you
Because
think
as crazy as people think Jerry Jones is,
yeah,
like Deion Sanders coaching the Dallas Cowboys and drafting his son.
Yeah.
If we're sitting here worried that Caitlin Clark might not fit into Team USA, how do you think that professional locker room is going to be with dudes that are making millions upon millions of dollars that are better than Shador Sanders, and Deion walks in there with his kid?
Who would be a better quarterback if they get rid of Dak on that roster than Shador Sanders? Would it be Trey Lance and or Cooper Rush?
I don't even think it matters if it's better. That atmosphere is
all right.
Going to be insane.
Okay, then eliminate the Shador piece. You might be right. You might be. Although it'd just be, right playmakers all over again. This would just be terrific theater. Fine. You might be right. So eliminate Shador Sanders. They can't draft him. They can't get up somebody else takes him. Deion's the coach of the Cowboys. I don't rule that out. I think it's right up Jerry's alley, and I think that if you can coach football, you can coach football. He went from Jackson State to Colorado if he's successful there. Now, look, he better be successful this year to have this conversation. But I don't think it's totally out of the realm. And I don't, as much as he's not saying I want to coach in the NFL and I'm a college guy, let's see what happens when his kids are gone out of Colorado. And if Jerry comes and throws a truck of money at him. You think Cowboy fan would want that? Who do you think Cowboy fan would
I don't think Jerry wants that.
You don't think he does?
Dude, we say these things.
Yeah.
Who's been the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
Mike McCarthy.
And Jason Garrett since 2010.
Okay.
And then there was Bill Parcells
Dave
and Wade
Campo.
Phillips.
Bill Parcells. All right, there's a type. There's certainly a type.
There's not this.
And he's had, and how many
craziness.
Super Bowls has he got to in all that time?
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you change things up a little bit? I mean, does he at this point just go, man, let's go do something different because I'm getting the same result? I don't know. Is Deion a good football coach? I think he.
I don't know.
I
think Deion is great for the way college athletics is structured right now.
Okay.
I think he is awesome with college kids and being a motivator and keeping it real and players buying into that
for a while anyway until they're out. I mean, there's been a bunch.
And the dude knows football.
He does.
But there's, as we've seen in sport, just because you're a great player doesn't mean you can translate that to players.
Okay, I don't know if he is either.
Yeah, X's and O's and all that stuff.
I don't know if he is either. It sounds like he's surrounded himself with a hell of a staff in Colorado, which
fine.
makes you a pretty good coach at that point, right? If you're smart enough to surround yourself with people who are really good, then you're probably going to be really good. So I'll give him that. They were, was last year his first year? Second year. First? Yeah, they went from 1 win to 4 wins. And they started out 3-0 and ended up 1-7 or whatever it was the rest of the way. 1-6 the rest of the way. I don't know, man. I could see him feeling that he hits the ceiling at Colorado. His kids are no longer there. The NFL comes calling. Jerry's infatuated with the Deion phenomenon. Thinks it's going to revitalize his team. Belichick's now going to be 73.
If I'm worried about not getting it done in the postseason, I'm bringing in Bill Belichick.
I think that's the right move, too. Don't get me wrong. I think that's Belichick for 2, 3, 4 years is the right move. I'm just not sure. I mean, what section?
I think we're just making stuff up with Jerry.
I'm totally making stuff up. No,
honestly, it's the whole thing with the Cowboys. Like, what crazy move has Jerry Jones made?
He hasn't. No, he's thought about it. That's like when he was going to draft Johnny Manziel, and he was real good. No, he hasn't. Would that be crazy?
That would be crazy.
It would be.
Because it would be, this is a circus hire. And that's how it would be viewed.
What if Deion wins 9 games this year? Is that a circus hire then? If he turns that thing around from 1 win to 9 wins in 2 seasons, is it a circus hire then? Then all of a sudden, whoa, dude, look what he did at Colorado. He's a pretty damn good coach, right? Like if they have a really good season, and I don't know that they're going to win more than 9 games in the Big 12 now. Although, who knows? Then it's another story, isn't it? You're right. I am making stuff up.
Well, I don't think it's a great question to ask. Because you look at Mike McCarthy. He'll be in his 5th season. There's uncertainty of what's going to happen with Dak Prescott. It feels like it's a prove-it year for everyone. Not named CeeDee Lamb or Mike Parsons, but it still could be.
Jerry Jones.
Based on no one has a contract extension for the Cowboys. I'm not saying you never say never in sport.
Yeah, I'm just watching stuff go off the rails and just so out of left field. Cowboys fan, I'm interested. I mean, like is that just bull junk? You use a Deion term? Man, that's bull junk. Or I don't know, maybe. I mean, like, who'd you rather have right now? Do you think Cowboy fan would rather have McCarthy or Deion right now?
Right now, they're going to say Deion, I bet.
Right?
Because they're just so done with everything Dallas.
or at least the way it's been done. And that's all I'm saying, man. You've been doing it the same way for 25 years. And it's netted you nothing. I mean, nothing's not there, but you've not gotten what it has not netted you the ultimate. Now, do I think you're going to win a Super Bowl?
An NFC Championship game appearance.
No. Parcells. And who else was in there after Parcells? Yeah, that was Jason Garrett.
Well, it went Campo, Parcells, Phillips, Garrett.
Didn't Wade just win a championship this week? He's playing.
Yeah, he's going to play for.
He's playing for. By the way,
championship.
Cowboys went out and they're bringing into camp Will Harvey Jr. of the St. Louis Battlehawks, who led the UFL in tackles, the linebacker. He's coming in and he gets a tryout, and I'm good with that. That's what that league's supposed to be. I know. Yes, I made that one up, but it made me think. And when I thought it, I didn't think it was that far-fetched. I'm not telling you that's a report. Just like, things don't tend to go. How often does it go the way you think it's going to go 2 years out? Well, I'll tell you, it never does. No, Belichick's going to start. No, it never does. It never goes that way. Just giving you that.
And honestly, if Deion Sanders says, I'll take this job, you have to give up everything imaginable to get the number 1 pick, and we'll draft Shador.
No, then I say hell no.
But that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, look, I think I'm with you.
Cowboys aren't going to be a bad football team next year.
All right, first of all, I want Shador to be there with Deion just for the entertainment factor. But if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm like, no. Like, we're not having that service. I'm good. I'll go get Belichick. I'll go hire a young, let me bring Kellen Moore back. Like, honestly. But tell me you don't want to see it.
We all want to see it.
All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in. Love to hear your thoughts. International Protective Service has taken security to a whole new level, like literally a whole new level. 18 years now, IPS has offered standing guards, 24-hour patrols to protect your home, protect your business in Albuquerque. Recently, they launched in Santa Fe, and they've gotten a lot of calls up there. But now IPS Global Aviation is using a fleet of drones with high-definition cameras and analytics software to exceed your security expectations. With the drones, IPS can monitor your next event, even track emergency response. They'll follow criminal activity that you can't see as well from the ground. Drones include thermal imaging, so IPS can help with eyes in the sky during wildfire season. Its unmatched ability to watch from the air. On the ground, IPS continues to use highly trained armed officers to watch homes and businesses. They install cameras. They monitor them around the clock to deter criminal activity around your property. Even they'll offer personal bodyguards if there's a threat to your safety. So if you have a security issue, IPS has you covered. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
If you're drunk,
Blasted. Intoxicated.
rip, plastered, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. Rated on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
505-246-0610 is the phone number to get in. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, that's the phone line and the text line, 505-246-0610. Emails coming this morning, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. You just got a call. Somebody said, would you rather have Tony Romo or Deion Sanders as the head coach? Is that the question? What's the answer? Romo could be a good head coach. Yeah, why would he take the pay cut?
Yeah.
Romo's making $18 million a year as the lead analyst at CBS. Do you know what the average head coach makes in the NFL? Now, he's not average. He would get paid higher, even though we might not earn it. But do you know what the average is? $6.6 million. That's like $11.5 million less than him. Belichick made the most last year at $20 million. Sean Payton, 18. Pete Carroll made 15. Sean McVay made 14 million. Mike Tomlin, who just got extension, made 12.5, and Andy Reid made 12. Harbaugh's in for 12. He's not getting paid more than Jim Harbaugh, right? Why would he take a pay cut? Highest paid coaches in U.S. sports. You know who the highest paid non-NFL coach is?
Highest paid non-NFL coach. Is it Spoelstra?
It is not. He's not on the top 10. As of this would be last year's number. Greg Popovich, $16 million. And then Monty Williams, of maybe the worst team in the NBA, at $13.1 million. And Nick Saban made 11.8. Is that crazy? I mean, yeah. It's nuts. All right, 505-246-0610. Caitlin Clark is evidently, JJ, along with Brianna Jones, the top alternates to Team USA's Olympic team. JJ, if she gets on the team as an alternate, good or bad?
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, because guess what? We love Caitlin Clark. Everyone wants to see her play.
Okay.
She's still on that bubble, even with being a must-see television. Now, the reason I do want to see Caitlin Clark on this roster as well, I like to see how she plays with talent around her. Because she's on a bad basketball team.
Really bad.
She looked terrible last night.
10 points last night.
Like, she did not play the fourth quarter. Like, she got benched. Yes, she's on a bad team, but she was also airballing mid-range jumpers.
JJ, her coach is not Craig Neal.
Woo-wee!
Did you hear her coach's quote right after the game? Her coach's name is Christy Sides. Do you know what her coach said right after the game?
Yes, I do.
You can't coach effort. Gosh, I remember hearing that once around here. Do you remember? God, who said that?
Oh, and people were not happy hearing that.
Lost their ever-loving minds around here. Well, Craig Neal said. Oh, I want to get into that. Let me finish on this. So, I think it might satiate or at least satisfy some of the people who are losing their minds that she's not on the team. And then she'd get there and she'd play, I don't know. I guess most of these games are going to be blowouts so they can empty the bench and everybody's going to play, right? So she'll get her time. She'll get, 12? If a game's 40 minutes, she'll get 8 minutes, maybe, in blowouts. If you're the alternate, you're not going to be in the main rotation. I'm with you. I want to see how she plays with everybody else, too, on a good team. Because I don't think her team at Iowa was all that good. Like, when we watched games at the end of the year, when you were watching them play LSU, when you watched them play UConn, when you watched them play South Carolina, those teams were better than her Iowa team, were they not? What was around her? Yeah. Right?
It's going to be more glaring when you take a step up to professional basketball.
I thought it was pretty glaring in the NCAA tournament from the Elite
It wasn't
8.
that.
From the Elite 8 level on, I thought it was pretty glaring. From what I watched.
No, I think that was... Like, you have a team that goes on runs back-to-back. I think that as good as Caitlin Clark was.
She had some players, but I just...
It wasn't nothing.
Okay. I didn't say nothing. I just said the other teams were better, I thought. And now, certainly, are we on the same page on this one? I mean, the other teams are better than the Fever. They're bad. Yeah, I'd love to see her. Does it satiate all these people who were out with pitchforks losing their mind that she didn't get on the team?
No, because there's been wild stuff out there. Like, this is the final nail in the coffin why you should never watch the WNBA. And it's like, what does that have to do with U.S. basketball making their selection for a 12-team roster? Like, they're messing it up. They say you want the publicity, and then they go and do this. It's like,
because everything gets split. Everything is right versus left. It is. No, everything is right versus left or racial or everything. It just is.
It's a realization as, like, everyone watched Caitlin Clark, wasn't watching the WNBA. And it's like, oh, Caitlin Clark's going to go be the best player. And it's like, no.
Look, let me just tell you something. And this is why she should have been put on the team. And everybody's telling me, it's about winning the gold medal. You're going to win the damn gold medal with her with that roster, if she's on it or not. You're the best team in the world. I heard, Wilbon yesterday, it's not their job to grow the game. It kind of is. Their job is to go win a gold medal. Yeah, their number one job is to win a gold medal. Yes. If they come home, they can grow the game all they want. They come home with bronze. People are going to be upset. Yeah, I'll give you that. So if Caitlin Clark's on that roster instead of who's the young lady that's hurt, JJ, for Las Vegas?
Like Chelsea Gray.
Okay.
Yeah.
If she's on instead of Chelsea Gray, are they less competitive? Are they not winning the gold medal?
No.
I rest my case, wrong.
But that's also, like, if you're Chelsea Gray.
No, that sucks for big Chelsea.
Like, if you're hurt, you're hurt.
That's right.
That's a different story than, well, we're just going to put Caitlin Clark on the team over you because of ratings.
Is she better than Diana Taurasi at 41 years old right now? I understand Diana Taurasi's got 5 medals, and she's been there, and she is the OG, and she's been very vocal, and how could you disrespect her? She gets to go out on her terms. I get all that. But if your argument is, give me the best players, is she better than Diana Taurasi right now? You reluctantly want to tell me yes, don't you?
Well, then, outside of assists,
yeah,
their numbers are the same.
Okay.
So he's saying the younger player is better.
I'm just asking. I don't know. I haven't watched enough Diana Taurasi. I've seen. JJ, you know how much I watch.
They're 3/10 off in scoring this season. They're both shooting 37% from the field, 34% from 3.
Okay. So they're the same player.
4.8, 4.9 rebounds.
All right. So you let Diana Taurasi have her last one, and you'll have your turn, kid. I mean, I'm okay with that too. Don't get me wrong. But if you're telling me it's all about who's the best player, is she better than Diana Taurasi? Is she better than Chelsea Gray, who's injured? Their job is not to grow the game. It kind of is. I'll agree with you when you tell me your number one job is to win the medal. Go out and win. If you put her on instead of somebody else, are they not going to win? Can you win and grow the game? Can you do both your jobs at the same time? I think the answer is yes. Everybody's screaming about it. Can't coach effort. When we come back, that's how the coach started out the press conference, and it's not the guy or even a guy you think it is. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets.
Probably not like they were around here.
I guess we can revisit this conversation. Quote continues from Coach Size. I felt like we were just trying to ask them to keep playing hard, play hard. You can't start there. You can't play in this league. If you have to coach effort, it's just too hard. I've always believed part of what a coach does is motivate. Okay? Is motivate a translation for coaching effort? I don't know. I also believe that is incumbent upon a player, and certainly a professional player. And I've thought so at the college level. If you play for the Lobos, you should be motivated enough coming down that damn ramp that you should bring effort every. I also understand that in a long season, whether it's 30 games or 82 games or whatever it is, that there's going to be a night or two where, man, you just don't have it, and it's like anything else, man. You go to your job and maybe on a Wednesday morning one day you just woke up and you didn't have it. And you went in with a crappy attitude. I get it. I think it happens. But I think, is it more incumbent, because I think it's on the player. Is it more incumbent on the player or the coach to get players to play with quote unquote effort?
I think it varies depending on the level. I think in college, it's a lot more of building that foundation, setting expectations, pushing young people to understand what it takes every day to be good at something. And you should have less of that expectation in pro sports of thinking you need to be raw coaching effort.
Okay. I think that players need to figure out how to motivate. If you're going to play a game, if you're going to play a game at the major college level, and certainly as a professional, it's your job, and now you're getting paid.
Yeah, I think expectations change, but I also seen it firsthand.
Sure.
18, 19, 20-year-olds, the expectations going through the motions, haven't learned what it takes to essentially be a professional every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I give you that. I give you that. I just, I'm not going to lie, man. That jumped off the page when I saw it. Caitlin Clark is on the team that their coach said you can't coach effort. Her quote last night after she got benched in the fourth quarter. She scored 10 points. They played Connecticut, who's 9-1. This is a team you can't come out and be lackadaisical against. They're just that good. They're going to punch you in the mouth, and I don't think we had it from the jump, and obviously that's a little disappointing. And look, man, if you're getting your ass kicked every night, it's got to be hard. You're what were they, 3-7 going to the game against an 8-1 team who's been slapping you around every time they play it? Yeah, it's got to be hard. I don't know. Sometimes you probably know you're getting beat going in, right? You play against them. I don't care if you play basketball or golf or whatever, racquetball, pickleball, whatever. Sometimes you're playing somebody you know is going to beat you, right? You just go in. I can't beat this person. I don't know if there's some of that. I just thought you'd enjoy hearing a coach. I thought you'd enjoy a coach at the professional level said last night, I can't coach out.
See, you did. I think that hits home better, like in a pro environment. Like, yeah, you're professionals getting paid to do this.
It's your job, damn it.
Now that college athletes are getting paid, I do think we've seen a shift in how fans are now addressing college athletes and expecting not to hear that even from a college coach.
So let's have that conversation. Because I think you're right. I think part of the conversation back in 2016 was whatever, they're college athletes and they're playing 32 games and whatever, they're not going to bring it a few times. All right. Now you got some of these guys making, they're making, 6 digits of salaries. They're making more than the majority of us. Can you coach effort then? Is the conversation hit differently? If a Lobo coach was to say right now, if Patino, Bradbury, Bronco Mendenhall, somebody came out and said, look, man, I can't coach out. These guys have to want to be here. Would it sit differently now than it did back in 2016? Now that they're getting paid, now that there is NIL?
Yeah, and I think people have openly talked about that too.
So there's a different responsibility on the student athlete.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong, by the way. I don't think you're wrong. Hey, since we're on the student athlete compensation topic, this is a big deal. And I don't know who was in here talking about it the other day. Taxes and NIL money and taxes. So and I'm glad you put this on today's rundown sheet. Pro Football Talk was talking to a source who had evidently really good knowledge of the dynamics of NIL in the market. And evidently, unpaid taxes is going to be the next big problem for NIL payments. So, and you sit here and you go, how is nobody talking to these kids? When you get your paycheck from your company, your taxes are taken out, right? And then at the end of the year, you do your taxes, you reconcile. Hopefully you get a little bit back or you've got to pay a little bit more, whatever. Taxes are not taken out of NIL payments, right? So here's $200,000. Here's $1 million, whatever the number is. And evidently, JJ, plenty of kids are getting their money. They're spending it. They're not paying taxes. They're not setting money aside to pay their taxes. And they're getting hit with gigantic tax bills at the end of the year. Or they will because they have to report it. I wonder how many are not reporting it because they just don't know, right? Like, don't you think there's guys getting $100,000, $50,000, whatever the number is, and just not reporting the income?
Yeah, and it might, to a lot of people, I know it right now. They're sitting there in their car, they're rolling their eyes like, really? Like, come on. I'm sure there's a lot of these kids that just get the NIL checks.
Yes.
And they're like, yeah. And no one's been like, well, hey, wait, it's money. It's going to be taxed. You got to report it. There's probably a lot of that going on.
At some point, it's going to catch up. Right now, if let's say you're getting, and let's say $50,000,
because you're placing so much hope and belief that these collectives are doing more than just handing out money. Like, are they telling these guys, all right, here is your NIL deal you're signing, but by the way, come April, you might have to do some paperwork. Are they telling them that?
In $1 million NIL deals are not uncommon anymore. And we're 2 years into this thing. So federal laws are universal. Like, this is unavoidable. You have to pay taxes, right? With nothing certain except for death and taxes? Isn't that a cliche? So if you make $1 million, the current federal rate, this doesn't include whatever you got to pay in state taxes if you're in a state that has state income, 37%. That means they owe $370,000. If you blow your million, where are you going? Now, if you're going to go to the NFL, all right, at some point you'll be able to make that payment. If you're not going to the NFL, you're in the hole of the IRS for $370,000. Well, what if I just don't report it, Jeff? I don't know, man. You want to play Russian roulette with the IRS? They know everything, man. The collective reported what they paid. Evidently, this is becoming a real issue. All right, 505-246-0610. Mike Tomlin signed a new contract. He's sticking around as the Steelers coach. And did Mac Jones ever have a chance with the New England Patriots? One of his former teammates says, oh, it was horrible, and he's going to be okay. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
This report is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 630 Sports Now. Well, Carl wants to defend. He says, can I defend what Coach Neal said? Sure you can, Carl. Lobo fans had a lot of pent-up frustration when he took over. Much of it was based on lack of postseason success. I think some definitely originates from spending $60 million on dump renovation, only to still have those cramped bench seats. Crappy sound system, video capability still not matching a lot of arenas 30 years old, etc. Lobo fans held it in until Harvard and Jacques Cousteau, when it all started to come out. So with Steve Alford skipping town, here comes Craig, and when he brings his kid, Cullen, became an easy target. So while he deserves all the grief for what happened on March 21st, 2013, I think fans unloaded on him for everything that happened before, which is not entirely fair. I'll give you a lot of that. I think a lot of that's right. I think Craig, the Craig Neal thing was very, very intricate. But as far as the can't coach effort thing, people lost their mind. And I didn't think he was that totally wrong. Although I didn't think he was that totally right. But boy, did you lose your mind for this one. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. 888-922-0610. All right, JJ, Mac Jones is the backup quarterback in, where is he now? Where'd he end up?
In Jacksonville.
Of course. He was going to be the savior in New England. He wasn't very good. He threw some bad interceptions. He got benched. Bailey Zappi came in. Bailey Zappi got benched. Mac Jones came back in. Damian Harris was a running back on the Patriots during Mac Jones' first two seasons. Damian Harris was on the Athletic Football Show. And he said that Bill Belichick's revamping of the offensive coaching staff was, in his words, a debacle. Go back and remember Matt Patricia was coaching offense for a while, the defensive coordinator that he put him on the offensive side. And so I asked you before the break, did Mac Jones ever have a chance? Quote Damian Harris. What happened to Mac Jones in New England was not because of Mac Jones. What happened in New England was to Mac Jones is because of the fact you took away an offensive coordinator who coached him to be a Pro Bowler and almost coached us to winning our division with a rookie quarterback in his first year. And then you take, whenever Josh McDaniels left, Matt Patricia, who has coached defenses his entire life, and Joe Judge, who's been a special teams coach, coached receivers and stuff. And then you just throw him in there and be like, hey, coach this kid up. He's a first-round pick, but as long as you teach him what I say, everything will be fine. And bleep wasn't fun. End quote. Look, you called that out when that was going down. Look for the bleep show that was. They had no offense, like split offensive coordinators. A kid quarterback who was trying to figure out. In retrospect, I don't know if Mac Jones is any good or he's not any good. But the more I hear, Mac Jones didn't have a damn chance.
And that is why Bill Belichick no longer coaches the Patriots.
Because
they went to the playoffs year one with Mac Jones. Yeah. And they took steps backward dramatically after that. Tom Brady, yes, we get it, GOAT, special quarterback. But also after that rookie season, now that's when Josh McDaniels took the Raiders job. And Bill Belichick's, I got this. I'm just going to bring in my guys because my guys know what's up. No, they not when it's Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, and they're not offensive guys. Like, this is the NFL. This isn't college football. This isn't high school football where you can be like, oh, you're a coach? Well, go coach our wide receivers. Or go tell the quarterback to run a handoff. You can't do that in the NFL and be successful.
Obviously not. Look, there were signs in his first year that Mac Jones was a pretty decent quarterback. And then it turned into, what are we doing? Right? Then
because and you saw it too with Bill Belichick. Like, he never had to worry about the offense. You had Tom Brady. They were going to figure out a way to be competitive with Tom Brady. But once Tom Brady was gone, you had to turn all your focus to the offense. They went out and drafted a quarterback. They never found skill position players. Like, they had some running backs. Ramondre Stevenson was all right.
All right.
But they never found weapons. They never found another tight end. And that free agency year was weird, too, when they went out and they spent a bunch of money, like Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith coming in. But Bill Belichick, the GM, just never figured out what to do offensively. The defensive draft picks, yeah, you can look at those, and you checked a lot of boxes. I had no idea what to do post Tom Brady with that offense.
Meanwhile, they are the least likely team to make the playoffs, according to Vegas. They're minus 1,800 favorites to miss the playoffs at draft. That's the most likely team to miss the playoffs. The next likely team to miss the playoffs, I know you know this because you put this on, Denver Broncos at minus 1,100.
How about the third team? We just assume is going to be the worst team in football.
Don't you? Who's worse, the Panthers or the Patriots?
Everyone would say, the Panthers.
Who the Patriots get a quarterback?
Well, looks like it will be Jacoby Brissett, and then they will hand it over to Drake May.
Titans at minus 650, Giants minus 550, Cardinals, Vikings, Raiders all at minus 400. Dude, I honestly love the Cardinals and Vikings at minus 400. Love that.
Cardinals and Titans.
You like the Titans? Okay. Titans at 650. I don't hate that either. Titans can win that division. Who knows? Well, maybe they can't. All right, 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animals phone line and text line. 505-246-0610. Emails are coming in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Got a sweet deal for you coming up. It's going to be live on our website. Hit it at 9 o'clock. Go to sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon and do it at 9 o'clock because they will go. $25 gets you a $50 gift certificate for Ohana Hut, where they've got all kinds of Father's Day specials, healthy Asian-infused cuisine with a little bit of a New Mexico twist for you. Viviana is here. Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. How you living?
Good. How are you?
Excellent. So, all right, start up. Where is your spot so people know where it is? And if they want to take a look at it beforehand, they can go. Where's your website?
All right. So we are located inside a Marble Westside Tap Room. That is in the corner of McMahon and Spencer. Our website is, you can find us on Google Ohana Hut, and it takes you right to our website. We have a Facebook page. You can look us up, Instagram, all that.
All right, hit me with Asian-infused cuisine with a New Mexico twist. What does that mean? I mean, I think in my mind, I think I know what it means, but.
So you get your traditional Asian cuisine. You add a little New Mexican flair. Add green chili. We add a little bit more flavor to it. Make it a little bit more homier. We do like a green chili stew sometimes with rice and dumplings.
Yeah.
So that's where you get like that fusion taste in it. We have a green chili roll. It's really good.
What's your favorite roll?
My favorite roll is the Ohana Hut roll.
What is
It's
that?
going to be a California roll with Cajun seared tuna on top with
Yeah.
a jalapeno green chili ponzu.
Really? What was the last word?
Ponzu.
What does that mean?
That is a soy citrus dressing.
Where'd you learn all this stuff? Like, did you grow up in this cuisine, what's culinary world?
So I actually learned everything I learned from my boss, Raul, who opened Ohana Hut. But I've always been fascinated with Asian cuisine since I was a teenager.
It's. I think everybody loves it. Is it all? What else do you have besides? So you got poke bowls on there. You got pot stickers and ramens. I'm going to guess teriyaki, all kinds of stuff.
Yep, teriyaki, spam musubis. We do sashimi styles, different kinds of rolls that I'm trying to introduce. With different fish, maybe more exotic fish like cuttlefish sometimes.
Really? So when you're putting something together like this, I always think of people who cook, chefs, even just people in their home kitchen as artists. But I always watch. That's the beauty of like sushi and Asian cuisine when you get to watch it being cooked. In your mind, are you? How do you put things together? Like when you take this and that, there's got to be somewhere you said, "No way is that going to work." Oh, damn, that's good.
I mean, you got to just try it. You got to shoot your shot.
Yeah, because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. All right, you got a big deal going on Father's Day, and let people know because Father's Day is this weekend. If you're looking for a spot to take old Bucky, where do you go? And I would tell you Ohana Hut would be your spot.
Yeah, come on down, grab a beer, grab some food. It's half off for fathers. Come on down. We have a beautiful patio. The weather should be great. Come on down Father's Day and come get some food and beer.
All right, and roll this into your lunch rotation as well. Hey, where are we going to go for lunch today? Ohana Hut. We're going to go over there. We're going to get some Asian cuisine with a New Mexico flair. It's our sweet deal today. It goes live on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on it at 9 o'clock and take advantage. $25 gets you $50 worth of Ohana Hut. Bibiana, it's great to see you. I've not been there, but man, my mouth's watering, and now I will make it a drive.
Yes, come on down.
Thank you. Great to see you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 of the Sports Animal.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Sucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro V. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it. You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
So got a text on the tax thing. We were talking a little bit about NIL and how players, there's a pending issue with players' taxes. And do they know to pay their taxes? They get an NIL check and, their taxes aren't taken out of it. And $1 million is $370,000 that you owe. I did get a text. 505 Sports Ventures here in Albuquerque for the Lobos is discussing taxes when kids are signing their NIL. Okay. Hopefully they're listening. Hopefully they listen. All right. This jumped off the page to me a little bit too. Fan interaction with athletes. Over the years, we've watched all kinds of stuff. We watched. Remember the lady in Miami with the finger, that really angry lady in Miami a few years back, flipping people off and they were walking off. And you've had people on the field and Bob Nightingale of USA Today. He covers baseball. He did a long story about the wide range of quotes from Major League Baseball players who have become increasingly concerned about their safety, given the thing fans are saying and doing during and after games. And I don't know if this is directly correlated to the legalization of gambling. JJ, fans have always been passionate. You've always cared about your team. You're a bum, you bleep and bleep, whatever. You've been a gamer. But it used to be what you had invested was emotion, right? You had your emotion invested. You bought the jersey and you really cared, and that's what you were invested. Now I wonder, JJ, I just put $1,000 on this, or $100 or $20, whatever. And all of a sudden, I got more in. Diamondbacks closer Paul Sewald told USA Today, quote, "You hear it all, man. You blow a save, you don't come through, you get it all. You bleep and suck, bleep you. You cost me all this money, bleep you, bleep your family. I'm going to kill you, then kill your family." All that. It's a little intense, man. Sewald said he sensed a shift in the mindset. Quote, "It used to be fans who were upset because you blew the game for the team. But now it's gambling. These people don't really care about the Diamondbacks. They just care about their debts. We're talking about money. They don't have that money, and they're losing. So it's a very scary spot," end quote. I think it started a little bit back. You used to hear football players, JJ, talk about they would run into people all the time, say, "You cost me my fantasy football game, dude. Why didn't you get another 2 yards, or you dropped that pass?" I don't want to anticipate something's going to happen, but something's going to happen. Because people are nuts, man. Fans are crazy. And I'm not even sure I think I know how to rectify this. I think it's going to calm down.
It's not. Because if people are acting this way, they're going to act this way regardless. And there's people that cross that line and don't even have money on the games.
Right.
It's just weird place of being a fan where you care so much you think it's okay to do certain things and you have the right to do it because you bought a ticket.
JJ, you and I have been going to games for years, right? I mean, literally for years. And we've heard, I mean, forever, right?
And part of it is just the way it's become. It's like expected. Unfortunately, go to games, you just hear terrible things. Just, all right, whatever. I'm at a sporting event.
So
really,
you're going to start taking your kid to games. Okay, at some point you're going to be going to games, and how are you going to explain the way people yell? Like I'll go to an Isotopes game, and there's usually a dude who's gone to his first game of the year or whatever, and he's yelling at the shortstop or he's yelling at the pitcher, "You suck," and get this idiot out. I mean, it's like, dude, you don't care, and you're showing off for the chick sitting next to you, and you think you're cool. But the guy sitting down behind the dugout who's yelling at a big league game, "I'm going to kill you and your family." What are we doing? Like honestly, what are we doing? And there's no going back on this because betting has flat out contributed to where we are. And it's not we're not reeling that back in. You're not putting that genie back in the bottle or that toothpaste back in the tube. You're not. Can I tell you what I think? I mean, I'm not looking to get political on you. Parenting. At some point, you saw your parent do it, or your parent told you that guy was funny, was doing it, like at some point you got to say it's not okay as a parent. Now I know that's going way too deep, and we're all grown ass people. We're gonna all do stuff on our own. I get all that. But there's been times, man, where I've sat at a ballpark. I've sat at Isotopes Park. It's been uncomfortable. The guy next to me or in the row over is just yelling too much crap, and it's like, what are we doing? I'm glad that guy can't hear you, and I know you're doing it to show off for your chick because she's sitting there laughing and she thinks it's cute. What are we doing? And I there's part of me. I haven't read Nightingale's whole thing. I read what you put on here. There's got to be a whole lot more than this.
There is. There's more in the story.
It's same concept.
Just from players, yeah. And it's a weird space to be in because you want that home atmosphere, you want that energy. I think there's any athlete, there's like a level back and forth you expect, but now more so than ever, you know that back and forth is bleep you, bleep me, bleep you. Like it's the way sports is, and so many people listening around are like, yeah, shut up, softies. Like that's what we do. You come into our house, this is what it's going to be like.
How much is a player supposed to take? And I know we've had this conversation countless times. And
essentially as much as they can.
Well, that's a really vague term, right?
Yeah.
You're
because it's one thing if someone is just on you like, you're terrible, bleep you, what do you think you are? You're a little bleep beep beep. But then even in the context of a sporting environment, if you hear someone threaten your family,
yes,
you're gonna like, well, excuse me,
yes.
Like,
and
what?
By the way, you don't know what someone's going through. JJ, you, me, everybody listening to this damn radio show, everybody you know has stuff going on in their life. And you don't know what's going to set someone off on a certain day. You know, it could be the anniversary of your dad's death and some guy says something to you about your dad, right? Or your kid's sick and you've been thinking about it and somebody says something. I mean, whatever. You don't know what people are going through. You know, I look at the Malice of the Palace back in the day when Artest and those guys went in the stands. And I look at some of these altercations where, you know, basketball's too close. Like with all due respect, how more crap doesn't happen in basketball? You know, I look at Luka barking at fans at every game, right? He was having that conversation with the owner the other day. He did it in Minnesota with a guy courtside. They're just too, honestly, they're just too close. At least in hockey and baseball and football, there's some sort of a separation. There's like a barrier, right? In basketball, man, you're sitting next to these fools. I'm stunned that it hasn't happened more, that some guy hadn't gone to the fan and got Kermit Washington on something. Because there's probably been plenty of fans who deserve that. Tough guys who sit there in a crowd with their buddies. Chase, you know how I've told you long ago, I won't say something on the radio that I wouldn't say to someone's face, right? How do you sit there in the stands and scream something at a dude that you would never say to?
You're a rare breed.
In what respect?
Because I think a lot of this medium has turned into...
Well, this medium
is a reflection of how fans act.
It's interesting.
It's like you want that hot take, everything's a failure, you suck, you should be fired.
Well, I hear you know, he sucks, he's no good on the radio all the time. I think it's a crappy take. But you know me well enough. I don't, if that's the way it's going to go, I don't need this. I'll go do something else, right? I'm not going to change how I do things just to go with the flow of the media. I never felt like I needed to. Maybe I did. Maybe that's whatever. But how do you, as a fan, sit in the stands like that? It's the same concept for me. I wouldn't yell something at someone, especially if they could hear it, that I wouldn't say to someone's face. Where do you get off? Like, it's just the group mentality? It's the same thing, hiding behind your keyboard and thumbing something out? Same concept?
It's not even hiding anymore. It's not. Because you look at people's social media, it's like their name and their picture.
Yeah, but you're sitting somewhere and wherever, and you're never going to have to do it. Unless you got to go apply for a job and then somebody looks at your social media and says, oh, really? That's you? Because you know every time you apply for a job, And we do. When we're hiring someone, or we're thinking about it, kind of look through their social media and get an idea who they are. Hell, you meet someone in a bar or in the grocery store or on the street, you look at their social media to get an idea. I don't know. I just, where are you? Conceptually wise, when you go to a game, are you bothered by that, or do you laugh at it, or do you participate? Maybe that's your thing, man. Are you that person? And if you are, I'd love to hear your rationale behind. Dude, I bought a ticket, and I can tell that guy he sucks, and I'm going to go after his family. I love the mindset if that's you. But to read Bob Nightingale stuff and hear players just going, man, it's concerning. He said it's a very scary spot. And now that there's money on it and all these people are gambling on it, it's real. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 630 Sports Hour.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Tea times are out. Get your times ready for Thursday morning. You want a little Tiger Woods, because I know y'all do. Tiger Woods, y'all. Early. 7:29 Eastern time. That's 5:29 to you and me. He'll go off the back with Will Zalatoris and Matt Fitzpatrick. If you're looking for JJ, the group is Scheffler, Schauffele, and McIlroy. How about that? They'll go up the front at 1:14 in the afternoon Eastern time, so that's 11:14 to you and me. Friday, McIlroy, Scheffler, Schauffele. Bryson DeChambeau will go off in the morning on the back. They're all out. They're all there for you. Finau, Aberg, and Dustin Johnson's a good one. So that'll go in the morning off the backside too. And then they'll flip it around on Friday. But it's all there. It's at Pinehurst in the U.S. Open, the 3rd major of the year. Who do you like? Is it? I mean, it's hard to not say Scheffler, isn't it? Every time he goes out there right now,
balling.
I don't know how you go against him. It's I mean, he's playing as well as anyone. Markow's playing well. So.
Don't expect him to get arrested this time, so I think that's going to benefit him.
I didn't expect him to get arrested last time either, though. So anything can happen.
No.
I imagine he could.
And the owie that he caused.
You expect a live golfer to come up, and Bryson was really good in the
Bryson's
last
a dude I'm looking at. Like of the guys, I know this has been the Brooks Koepka event.
It has been.
But Bryson's on a nice roll.
Bryson's on a really nice roll right now. Brian Harmon, Nick Dunlap, Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark's the reigning champ. That was in L.A., right? DeChambeau will play with Max Homa, Victor Hovland. He'll tee off at number 10 in the afternoon. He'll go off the backside. So Bryson's a good bet. Dude, Bryson was a different cat watching him at the PGA Championship. Just a different dude. All right, NFL camps are going. I want to get into what's going on in Kansas City with the Rashee Rice issues. How are they handling that? And what day is today? Tuesday? Let's kick it with Kenny. Kenny Thomas. Talk to him about the NBA, about not needing $70 million, who coaches the Lakers, and the Mavericks, and the Celtics going to Game 3. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom. Boom.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
brought to you by Capital Ford on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This is Kicking It with Kenny. Oh, there Kenny Thomas is here.
Man, you just had a yogurt. You're in here eating.
Yeah, I'm going through it.
Your voice didn't sound like it normally does, but I love the enthusiasm.
So, I didn't even tell you this. So, we went out for dinner the other night and ended up running into a buddy, and we sat with him and his friends. And so we're with this dude. I just kind of met him, and it was a good dude. And he says, "Hey, one thing. All right, first." I'm like, "One thing? Well, then what do you mean first?" And he's like, so he was super complimentary. You know, I listen to you all the time, blah, blah, blah. And it was very nice. He says, but secondly, I was convinced you were 5'2". He says, your voice, I just thought you were 5'2".
Random.
Yeah. So then after dinner, we stood up, shook hands. I'm like, damn, dude, you shrunk. Because I'm looking him right in the eye. He's 5'10", like I am.
Wow, that's random.
Is my voice like a 5'2"?
No. Are you kidding me?
At least 5'4", huh?
Man, there's random people that have random comments. Right? You have no clue the kind of things that I hear.
Yeah.
I thought you were. I didn't realize how big you were. I'm like, and then they'll say, because I saw you on TV. I'm like, it's TV.
Yeah, you heard me on the radio.
Sometimes I don't even realize how big I am. What's up, JJ?
What's up?
My guys.
You're pretty big.
I don't realize how big I am sometimes.
You ever get into a hotel room and the bed was not big enough?
No.
All right.
No.
What about dudes you played with? Like when you would go on the road, like give me a 7-footer you played. 7.
Played with?
Who's the tallest dude you played with?
Oh, man. Hakeem Olajuwon's probably about 6'10".
When those guys getting into these regular hotel room beds, right? Are they?
I don't know.
You sleep like diagonal?
That's a great question. That's actually a legitimate question. All the hotels are 5-star hotels. Think about it. Four Seasons,
but the
Ritz,
beds
all
are
that.
still regular sized beds, aren't they?
But I've never had to I wouldn't know. I'm not going in another man's room like that to find out one. And I've never had to ask. Nope.
Do you sleep diagonal or?
Hey man, I actually curl up sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah, because
I get in a bed and my feet kind of come off the side.
See what the majority. Yeah, but see the majority of the beds are California Kings. Those are bigger. Trust me.
Bigger in California.
Trust me. My house is bigger. I mean, my bed is bigger in California. Sure. Sleep number.
Your bed's bigger in California than it is here.
That's funny.
Kenny Thomas is here. We're kicking it with Kenny. All right. First off, we'll get in the finals. Dude.
Talk to me.
I've never been in a position, nor do I ever think I will be, where I can say, "No, I'm good. I don't need your $70 million."
What happened?
I mean, Danny Hurley's like, "I'm good with the Lakers." 6 years, $70 million. But a couple things. Did they undercut him? I mean, Ty Lue's making what, $14 million a year?
Ty Lue.
Yeah, but my point. Danny Hurley, they were offering, what is that, like $11.6 million a year? Why do you think he didn't take that job? Is it just because he's an East Coast guy? It wasn't right? Because my thought is, next time the Knicks or Celtics open up, they're going after him, and he's going to take that job. The timing wasn't right. He's got an opportunity to go for 3 in a row. His wife's an East Coast lady. He's an East Coast dude. Yeah, it's great, but why do you think he said no?
No, I could totally see the whole East Coast connection, right? Because of UConn. I'm glad that he didn't.
Why?
Because you never know. One, here we go again. One, you never know how that job situation is going to go and the job security, right? It's one thing for you to get, at UConn, he has some job. He has some job security.
No, he's there as long as he wants to.
That was the second one, too. He's there as long as he wants. Back-to-back championships with the potential with the 3rd or 4th or 5th coming up. Why would you leave that? Hold on. He's sitting over here rubbing his fingers about money. My thing is, why would you leave that and the Lakers just offer you what they did, and then you can have UConn come back and offer you way more?
Way more than the Lakers?
Yes, why not? Come on, man. Hey,
where
you never know.
Money in a public institution, public college.
Hey, NIL, man, and that's UConn. All them boosters they got. This isn't UNM. So you can sit here and roll your eyes.
No, I was scratching my head. You think they're going to make more than $11 million there?
If you want to keep him, you pay the man and keep him there. I would give the man the world because he's building something. Yeah. built and building something that can go for so long. Remember those North Carolina days and those. Yes, man. Think about it. That's my thought.
That's fair.
So where do you think the Lakers go next?
JJ. What's up? Where do you think the Lakers what?
So do they just do what LeBron wants potentially when everyone assumes bringing JJ Redick? Do you go James Borrego? Do you just tell LeBron to coach the team? What are you doing?
You tell LeBron to coach the team. I like that last one because that's really what's going to happen when it comes down to it. Obviously, LeBron and JJ Redick have a bond, right? But I feel like it's going to come down to who they think can come in there and capture those guys' attention, right? Because these are guys that are making a significant amount of money and they're grown men. And everybody wants to play. But I feel like even when it comes to the Lakers team, there's a couple pieces that are missing. And I feel like they should bring in a veteran coach rather than go with the inexperienced coach.
Who's that?
JJ Redick.
He's not a veteran coach. He's never coached.
He's
before.
an inexperienced coach.
Yeah, who would be the veteran coach?
Who's out there right now,
That's
to
the
be
point.
honest?
I mean,
Like,
Doc Rivers is probably always there, even though he's not.
And he just brought in Darvin Ham, obviously the Lakers just got rid of as his head assistant coach. Yeah. But I mean, man, you got to find somebody that has some grit.
Budenholzer would have been right there, don't you think? He went to Phoenix, but he'd have been.
Yeah.
Is this an indictment? Well, the Lakers are embarrassed first. I mean,
bring back Frank Vogel.
All he did was win a damn championship.
Why not? He was in Phoenix. You might as well bring him back. You might look stupid, but hey, you got to consider that.
Does this stick to LeBron at all? LeBron's been, what was JJ, the 11 coaches in his career?
Man, I had 10.
Is this okay? So you're Coach Killer too.
I had 10.
You're a coach killer.
Oh man, I only had. You saw Rudy Tomjanovich just got inducted in the hall or some. He just got some honor or some award for 2024. I just saw it. I was like, Rudy T. That was the only coach I had in Houston. And then in Philly and Sac, it just got out of control. Like Larry Brown traded for me, got me paid, and left for Detroit, and I was miserable, man.
And then Reggie Theus.
Oh Jesus Christ, yes. Unfortunately, yes. It
wasn't good.
No, man. He's a very interesting dude. Like
Reggie likes Reggie.
Like it's not even from that perspective. Like my last couple of years, I was the second highest paid on the team, and I wasn't playing. So then it came down to, hey, I'm the whipping boy, right? And I'm like, whoa. I mean, I know you're a great player, but from a coaching perspective, like it was totally interesting. I get it, right? They wanted me to give money back. I'm like, I'm not giving no money back. They wanted me to give a couple million back. Several teams tried to trade for me. It was just one of those things. At the time, the Kings organization, the people that were in charge, they just blackballed me, man. It was pretty bad. But hey, 11 years, I'm not complaining, but I still had 4 more coaches in Philly. I had Larry Brown, I had Chris Ford, loved him. Jim O'Brien came here for me for my golf tournament. And then I went to Sacramento. I had Rick Adelman, loved.
Good.
Kenny Natt, loved. Reggie Theus. Eric Musselman, who was at Arizona, just went to a new university. That was interesting. But the thing about Eric, he apologized to me after the fact, like a year or two or something like that. Yeah, and then I had...
I respect that.
Yeah, that's exactly why I said it. And then I had the late Paul Westphal, who tried to play me in Phoenix. That's the last time I played. I had like 18 rebounds, like 22 minutes, and like 4 points.
He's Kenny Thomas.
Never played again.
Yeah, that's Paul Westphal. I heard great things about. What does it say about LeBron? Is this one, because here's a guy who wouldn't want to coach him, right? But yet it feels like people are shying away from him.
Well, when you have a guy that has so much power to determine where he wants to go play, I mean, that can be intimidating in its own right.
But like Jay just said, he's got 2 years left. You could probably outlast him.
But it's can you get through those 2 years though? You know what I mean? LeBron is in the top 2, top 3, like right there with Kobe and Michael Jordan, probably Magic with me, and that's probably 4 or 5, and Kareem. But he's that guy. And I know that there's a lot of things that he sees probably, you know what I mean? But he's one of those guys that can basically determine his own fate. And that's how it goes. When I play with Allen Iverson, same thing. When I play with Mike Bibby and those guys, it's the same thing.
On the theme of coaches, we had a coach last night in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark's coach, call out her team and saying, you can't coach effort. How do you feel about coaches when it comes to effort of professional athletes?
Effort of professional athletes.
Can a coach effort?
No. That's why the coach is always the first one to go. When teams are not winning, who do you blame right away? The coach, and then you go down the line second with the players, right? Like, what pieces do you need that can help you win? The way that Caitlin Clark is being targeted is insane to me right now. I don't get it, but I kind of get it. But the way that she's coming in and putting her stamp on the WNBA and what she did in college is everybody should be praising her, because it's giving women another opportunity to be on a bigger platform, because games are sold out more. The attention is there. And I feel like the attention should have been there anyway. But I see Caitlin Clark as the next Steph Curry of the NBA. What woman have you seen that can shoot in the past like her? And you got Bird. You got some women that have played in the WNBA that can get up some threes.
Should she have been on the Olympic team?
Yes. I don't even know how that even happens. It's about It's about USA, right? It's about us winning. How does that not happen?
Well, so the argument is, because I agree she should have been. I understand why she's not. It might even be best for her to get a 3-week rest after everything she's been through. But the argument has been, well, you're putting out the best team. The goal is to win. You're going to win. They've won every game since '98. If she's on instead of Diana Taurasi, who's 41, or someone who's hurt, you're still going to win and grow the game. I think it's a missed opportunity, insane. But is she one of the 12? I don't know, man. I don't watch the women's game enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is she is filling arenas at 17,000 average per game. They've never seen that before in the women's game.
Yeah, I mean, she's averaging about 5 or 6 turnovers or something like that, which is normal. She's coming in, trying to get settled in. She's a
bad
rookie
team.
On a terrible team. You know what I mean? So she has to come in and be that woman that is obviously going to be highlighted, but she has to come in and create miracles, right? That's what everybody's expecting her to do.
5.4 turnovers per game.
Yeah, so and she's averaging about 15 points or something like that, right?
Yeah, she's averaging 16.3 points.
So she's still making a statement. But I heard you when you said those 3 weeks off. I get it, but if she wants to play, she should be able to play. I don't understand that.
All right. Kenny Thomas is here. We're going to take a break, kicking it with Kenny. We'll get into the finals. NBA Finals go back to Texas tomorrow night. Mavericks are down 2-0. We'll get into that with him next. The former Lobo great, 11 years in the NBA. He is Kenny Thomas here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Home.
Telling it like it is.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride barbecue chicken and ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Sports animal, the former Lobo great. Spent 11 years in the NBA, and now he's a man about the world. Kicking it with Kenny. Back to the NBA Finals tomorrow night. And it is... Well, let me finish up this thing, the coaching search. I don't know what the Lakers' timeline is. James Borrego, the Albuquerque Academy graduate, and he's a favorite around here. He is one of the 2 people whose names are up there the most with J.J. Redick. Evidently, the Cavaliers are going to give him another interview today. He's one of 2 finalists for the Cleveland job. I think there's a good chance Cleveland offers him the job today, and the Lakers get beat out on that. If that's who they want, they better move.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather see James in Cleveland. Yes, I would rather see James in Cleveland. I think that's a better opportunity for him to actually grow in the pieces that he has. Because I feel like Cleveland is an up-and-coming young team.
If they can keep Donovan Mitchell.
If they Donovan Mitchell, and then they already signed the other point guard. But you got Mobley there. You got some guys that are some nice pieces. You go to the Lakers, that's a whole different dynamic.
You got to win, right? I mean, and I don't know
It's
that I
always
think they're
about
going to
winning.
win.
It's always about winning.
But are they going to win? So they've got AD and they've got LeBron. And I don't know what the rest of the roster is going to look like. Austin Reeves will be there.
Yeah.
And it sounds like D'Angelo Russell's leaving. You may have Bronny to deal with. And I just think the circus around, if you assume Bronny's going in there.
Yeah, he is.
And I think we all assume that.
He is.
It's just, the Lakers have always been a circus, right? The Lakers have been the Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want JJ I mean, I don't want I don't want James in that. That's what I'm saying. I want James to get a head coaching job, period, because he's a great guy and he deserves it. But I would rather just see him in Cleveland, man. I just don't see it. No.
You know, I look at Cleveland. Dan Gilbert just fired a coach, J.B. Bickerstaff, who all he did was go the second round of the NBA playoffs, and then he got fired.
Now,
how stable is that place?
That I did not understand. And JB, great guy. We played on the same AAU program together with AJ Bramlett, JB, and Taman Domzowski and those guys, right? But I totally agree with you because JB was doing some different things over there, and you got to keep some kind of foundation, right? And now here you are again in Cleveland and LA. You have to try and figure out who you're going to bring in, and you're starting all over. But you have to win.
I think when we talk about these coaching jobs, like to Jeff's point, you know, what is stable anymore? Like if you last somewhere 3 years, that's like feels like a long time these days.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like 3 or less because they're expecting you to come in and win. And who do you blame? Once again, I said this earlier, you blame the coach first. Obviously, you want certain guys to be there because they're your franchise players, but the guys have to buy in to what's going on. And sometimes there's a lot of selfish opportunities there with players, and some guys buy in. It's hard, man.
All right, finals go back to Dallas. It's 2-0 Boston. Is it over?
No, because I felt like game 2, it was a close game there for a minute. Dallas could not knock down shots, obviously. You had Tatum that played a terrible game until a little bit late in the third and going into the fourth quarter when he started knocking down shots. But you got to, if you're a Dallas team, you had to capitalize on that because Tatum is not going to continue to play like he's been playing in this series. But you have Brown and you have White that are doing some amazing things. The way that White is playing on the defensive side, he's changing the dynamic of the game. And then you have Drew Holiday, man, 26 points.
Special.
Man, what he's doing, he's bringing his experience from Milwaukee, obviously, because he's won a championship, right? You probably don't realize how far that goes, but it brought it over. He brought himself over to the Celtics, and I just heard the post-game interviews, and he's like, hey, I might have won a championship, but I'm just coming over here and trying to fit in. And he said that he enjoys having Tatum and Brown together, so there's not one without the other. And the way that Brown is playing right now, man,
yeah, you've liked him the whole series.
Man, I feel like he's their best player. I hate to say it, but I feel like Brown is their best player. And Jason Kidd said that Brown is their best player.
What about Kyrie? Struggling?
Man, struggling.
Is it because of what the Celtics are doing to him?
Yeah, that's a great question. The way the Celtics are playing Kyrie right now, they're playing him to the point to where everything is off the dribble. They're not giving him a lot of space. They're crowding him. Even the bigs are getting up into him. If he gets into the lane, cool. Kyrie has to figure out how to score. Instead of trying to get to the basket as a whole, maybe mid-range. But I feel like there's not a lot of plays that are being called for him. And Luka, it's one-on-one basketball on that Dallas side. And then you can just tell on the Boston side, they just flow and they just play the right way and they space out. If those Dallas role players do not step up and do more, it's over in 5. I feel like Dallas can win 1 at home.
I think it goes back to what we've been discussing. Sometimes, like, you just get beat by the better team. I don't look at this necessarily as a gigantic failure so far. I think the biggest thing is, how does Kyrie Irving get off? Do they have to work him off the ball more? Should he get a few more touches on the ball? But then that takes away from Luka, because the Celtics, even with Kristaps Porzingis off the court, you bring in Al Horford, and there's always 5 dudes that can beat you.
Yeah. Boston has a deep bench. And I'm looking at a stat right here, right now. The backcourt for Irving and Luka, 48 points, 49%, rebounds 13. Assists to turnover, 17-10. That's terrible. Then you got White and Holiday. Their turnover ratio is 5-1. Rebounds 16. and 59%. I mean, you could tell like the backcourt for Dallas is not dominating. So who's going to be that next person that's going to step up?
So it better be somebody.
Hey, if not, I feel bad for Mark Cuban because this is one of those chances that come every so often and everything got to go right. But Boston was supposed to be the winner last year, I think, and looks like they're probably going to win this year.
Who's going to win the U.S. Open?
Oh man, that's a given. Scheffler. Yeah, man, Scheffler's playing some unbelievable golf right now.
That's crazy.
I love the fact that Colin gave him a little run right there for his money for the Memorial Day tournament.
Colin could have made a putt somewhere 16 or 17. He was right there.
Yeah, because I think like 12, 13, he made a like a 40-footer, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, here we go. But I was at the Bernie Butterfield's golf tournament this weekend. I got invited out there. I was with Rudy Chavez, so I was able to watch some of it towards the end. But yeah,
it's something else. All right, man. We'll catch you. Am I here Friday?
Mike, am I here Friday?
Yeah, I'm here Friday.
Yeah, I'm here Friday too.
Are you in town Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll catch you on Friday.
Yeah, I'm still here. Hey, this coming Friday, up in Santa Fe, I will be at 2 Albertsons. One for like an hour and a half, and the other one for like an hour and a half. Guadalupe Street, and there's another one that begins with a Z, but I can't think of the name. So go to my social media, follow me, Kenny Thomas NBA. There's only like 2 or 3 Albertsons up there. I will be at the 2 or the 3. So come hang out.
And buy some wine while you're
And I will be signing my bottles too as well.
That's cool. All right. Enjoy the week.
Man, I appreciate you.
He is Kenny Thomas, kicking it with Kenny here on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy.
Testament to what Bronco and his coaches have done. We're going to have a first team event on the 21st. So Friday the 21st, if anybody out there is thinking about joining first team, there's 3 levels. Reach out to anybody at the football staff or me, and we'll get you signed up. First team is a way to really support Lobo football and give them the tools they need to take this to the top.
It's coming quick, man. It's coming quick. All right. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Take care.
Later. Global football coming quick. NFL's coming quick. Camps are open, and we're going to be there. JJ, media days are less than a month away. Be in Vegas. Today's the 11th, right? So the Big 12 is the 10th and 11th, the 9th and the 10th, and the Mountain West is the 10th and the 11th. So a month from today, we're in Vegas. Holy smokes. How'd that happen so quick? That's always the one that wakes me up as far as running a bowl game. I'm like, okay, time to kick it into a different
work to do.
Time to go. Although I've already no sunglass tests this time. I've already bought the players out. All right, Aaron Rodgers is not at mandatory minicamp for the Jets. This came out just within the last half hour. Unexcused reason, he will be subject to fines. His absence, per head coach Robert Saleh, will not be excused. Quote, Aaron and I spoke before OTA started. He's been very good in communication. He's been here the entire time. It is unexcused, but he had an event that was very important to him, which he communicated. Very important. What do you think it is? Everybody's got to be thinking. He got some sort of gala? Is he in a darkness chamber is an interesting way to start OTA. Aaron Rodgers. It at least will get all the interwebs talking, if nothing else. But no Aaron Rodgers at Jets camp. Bengals. One of their star receivers showed up for minicamp. Which one? Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. We don't know how much longer they're all going to be together. But Chase is there, Higgins is not. If Higgins signs the franchise tag, he'll make $21.8 million. There's no way you walk away, you don't play, right? I mean, $21.8 million is $21.8 million.
Yes, you don't sit out for with $20 million guaranteed dollars on the table.
Right.
You might miss minicamp, miss summer training camp, play the season, then Higgins becomes a free agent and hopes to sign a big deal. However, they're not getting bigger.
No.
Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb are getting paid. Then the other guys, like Higgins isn't eclipsing that. The good wide receiver twos, they're not eclipsing that money.
Would he be a wide receiver one somewhere else if he was on the Chargers?
Yeah, but he's not. He would be a wide receiver one that's not paid like the elite in the game. Because he's not that.
I agree with that. There's different levels of wide receiver. There's the Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. There's the guy on his team, Jamar Chase. There's Devontae Adams. Amon-Ra St. Brown's paid that way. Do you think Amon-Ra's like, well, it doesn't matter if he is or not. He's paid that way. And there's Tyreek Hill. After that, what do I got? I got really good receivers, right? I got that next tier. It's like everything else, isn't there? Who's the Rams' best receiver?
Puka Nacua.
Is he better than Cooper Kupp?
Yep.
Is he my keeper? Do you know how much I'm kicking myself for not drafting him for $1 last year? When I was going to. So stupid. So stupid. He's my keeper on that other team, though, right? Tyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Lamar Jackson. It's got to be him, right? Insane how that turned out. I was listening to, what's the Whitworth? Andrew Whitworth? Is that the former tackle? You know what got me onto him? I was listening to a Rams-Cardinals game. Channel 7, maybe it wasn't even the Cardinals.
Preseason football.
I would listen to preseason football. And Whitworth was the commentator and was talking about how everybody loved him. And then I kind of just started reading more and looking more and watched the game. And I'm like, whoa, that dude's pretty good. And they love him. I'm going to draft him with my last pick in fantasy. Kind of paid off. Although I didn't make the plan. But yeah, that one was good. Mike Tomlin signed a 3-year contract extension with the Steelers. Goes through 2027. 7 AFC North titles, won the Super Bowl. Steelers have never had a losing record with him as their coach. He's 52 years old. He's been their coach since 2007. If he coaches through this contract, he will have been the head coach in Pittsburgh 21 seasons. Bill Cowher was there for 15, Chuck Noll for 23. That's 44 and 15 is 59 years. Is that right? 21, 23, and 15. 8, 9, 4, 5. 3 coaches in 59 years. Dude, the Browns go through that in 8 months. I want you to wrap your head around that. If he gets through this contract. Even if he doesn't, dude, if he goes away today, it's 4 and 56 years. I mean, it's what are we doing? 59 years, 3 coaches.
That's wild.
We just sat here and had a conversation about coaching in the NBA, and Cleveland fired J.B. Bickerstaff after making the second round of the playoffs, and the Lakers can't get a coach, and how many they've gone through, and LeBron's played for 11 coaches. They've had, as a franchise in almost 6 decades, 3 coaches. I mean, literally, the Browns go through that in a calendar year. And I know Steeler fans, there's a lot. I got good friends who are Steeler fans. They are so sick of Tomlin. You look at me like I'm nuts.
No, I know.
I know you know the
Steeler
guy.
fans
Yeah.
are sick of
yeah.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, you know Steeler.
I think a lot of it is more offensive development than this is a Mike Tomlin problem. Like, it's hard to move on from a great quarterback. Like, in Roethlisberger had moments of greatness. He was a very good quarterback in the league. And you just expect to pick up where you left off. There's like one franchise that feels like they've been able to do that recently. That's the Green Bay Packers.
What do you tell Steeler fans, like your buddies who are Steeler fans, when they just, I'm sick of Tomlin. Oh, he's not that great of a coach, and we're mediocre, and we're never going to be anything but, you know, that whole, you hear it all the time. What do you tell that person?
That you can't tell them anything. Like, when fans get to a point of being done, they're done.
I'm done with Dak. Yeah.
And I think the Steelers, they're happy with being competitive, making the playoffs, and they feel that with that foundation, like, they don't have to overhaul it to be a team that can make another run.
How can you make an argument right now they're not the worst team in that division?
How can you make an argument?
Yeah. How can you make an argument that they're better than Baltimore, Cincinnati, or Cleveland?
I can make an argument they're on par with Cleveland.
Cleveland just didn't won the was a wild card team, went to the playoffs.
Did you see what happened against Houston?
I did. They got smoked. Yeah. I guess you can make the argument. I'm not sure you win that argument. On paper right now, Cleveland's better.
They were one game worse than Cleveland.
And Cleveland's defense is way better right now, and you have no idea what you're doing at quarterback. If Justin Fields becomes a quarterback, because Russ isn't.
Cleveland's defense isn't way better.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I guess they were the first half of the season, then they fell apart. But when you convinced me they were the best defense in the NFL, and I went and bought all in on their defense, and then they fell apart. Yeah, I knew you're right. You're right. By the end of it, they should be, and up front they should be really.
I think that right now, going into next season, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson's a push.
What about Deshaun Watson and Justin Fields?
And then if Fields wins the job,
then it's a push because he's better than Russell Wilson. If he wins the job, he's better than Russell Wilson, right?
But I don't look at Cleveland or Pittsburgh and say they are that far ahead of the other at the quarterback position.
Right. They better than Cleveland or Cincinnati or Baltimore?
No.
And I think that's
the giant question mark is, what are you getting at Joe Burrow?
I mean, hopefully he's healthy. And did they change running backs there?
Yes, they did.
Since they brought in
Joe Mixon is in Houston, and Zach Moss is running back in Cincinnati.
Joe Mixon, Zach Moss, Chase Brown, and Travion Williams. Zach Moss, the number one.
He's in the league in rushing to start the season last year.
I remember. When Jonathan Taylor was hurt. Yeah. All right, we'll wrap it up when we come back. Still time for you to get in at 505-246-0610. Everything you got to know as you go through your Tuesday on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
I'm Amy Lawrence with the Sports Minute.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here, and I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person.
In the Stanley Cup final, fun watch. Some brutal hits in yesterday's. You had the Panthers. Oilers it was Connor McDavid took a 5-minute major, and then the Oilers scored because Florida gave it right back with a minor in the middle of there. It was an interesting one last night, man. The Oilers are desperate now.
Yeah, was it Draisaitl? The hit on Barkov?
On the Barkov hit, yeah. But I don't think they called a major.
Yeah, that was just a 2-minute
That was
penalty.
just a 2-minute minor on that. It was just a roughing call. It's going to be interesting what the league says. He went high, elbowed right to the jaw. Draisaitl on Barkov. And Barkov didn't come back, which I think is going to be a big deal going forward if he cannot play. What do you got to know as you go through? Everybody's going to be talking about it. USA basketball this morning has come out and said why they left Caitlin Clark off the team. She evidently is going to be a alternate on the U.S. Olympic team. But the selection committee did not believe that she had enough high-level reps to be a member of the group that was headed to Paris. The team's got 7 players from the group that won a gold in Tokyo. That was the 7th straight gold for the Americans. The selection committee chair is Jen Rosati. She said the committee was aware of the outside noise, all the pressure to select Clark. Quote from Rosati, here's the basketball criteria that we were given as a committee. And how do we evaluate our players based on that? And when you base your decision on criteria, there were other players that were harder to cut because they checked a lot more boxes. Then sometimes it comes down to position, style of play for Cheryl Reeve, and then sometimes a vote. That was the quote. That's your explanation. Diana Taurasi's on the team, 6-time. Her Olympic career started back when she was a rookie, by the way. A rookie, Diana Taurasi was in 2004. She made the Olympic team as a rookie. Athens, she's now 42. She's on the team again. Other returners from the Tokyo Olympics, Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Lefessa Collier, and Jewel Lloyd, Brittany Griner. So there's your explanation. People are going to be talking about that now even more now that you got an explanation. This ain't going away, this story. John, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, John.
Hey, Jeff and JJ. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Yeah, real quick here. Man, you guys put me on the air fast.
Yeah, well, just because we're running out of time.
Yeah. No, I just want to let you know, man. I'm going to be watching the golf and this weekend and stuff. I'm going to go with Scotty Scheffler, man. But I do like the other guy, Will Zalatoris.
Yeah, he's playing with Tiger.
Yeah, I know, man. And oh man, this is going to be so competitive, so good. And if you don't like golf, well, I don't know what to tell you. I love the game, and I got a quick question for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
If you're playing a regular round of golf, 18 holes, and you shoot 5 birdies and 1 eagle, is that pretty good?
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. Why? Who did that?
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out the scoring process, in the game of golf, because, man, it's kind of technical, dude.
It's not that hard. That's 7 under right there. What'd you do on the other holes?
Say again?
What'd you do on the other holes?
No, it was just I haven't played golf in years, bro.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm trying to understand the scoring process in golf. Birdies, pars, eagles,
Really good. Really good. Really, 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 really good.
Yeah, that's really good. Oh, I thought it was.
All right, man.
All right, you guys, listen, man. Have a great weekend. Love your show. Listen to it every morning.
Appreciate you.
And we'll talk to you soon, Jeff. Later.
See ya. Hey, I just got to remember Christy Waite, who used to work here at the radio station, doing TV in South Carolina now, back in town, and she just posted something that I don't debate either. Best breakfast burritos in the state. She's over at Papa Frank's. No argument. That's where she is by far. All right, 505-246-0610. If you want to top that, you can. I don't know how you can, but you can. So that's the explanation from USA Basketball, JJ. Not enough reps, not enough international reps. There's other players. Diana Taurasi was a rookie, but that was way back in the day. She made it as that's where we are. I just think that's just going to spur more conversation and more calling of the BS, but we'll hear. Aaron Rodgers not at minicamp today. It is an unexcused absence, although he let them know he wasn't going to be. So he's getting fined. John Rahm says a foot infection is a concern for him ahead of the U.S. Open. He walked into the U.S. Open news conference this morning. He had a golf shoe on his right foot and a flip-flop on his left foot. He had a toe separator in there. He has got a foot injury. He described it as an infection. It caused him to withdraw from last week's LIV tournament. Quote, could I have dragged myself out there and posted some kind of score? Yeah. But it was getting to the point where I wasn't making the swings I wanted to make, and I could have hurt other parts of my swing because of the pain. As to right now this week, I don't know. So take that into consideration if you're putting John Rahm on your fantasy golf team this week. So the lesion, it's a cut. It's between his pinky toe and the next toe on his left foot. Doesn't know how it happened, how it got infected, but he received a shot in the round to numb it on Saturday in Houston. Said it was supposed to last the whole round, but by the second hole he was in pain. Now there's swelling. Dude, little thing like a cut between your little toe and your other toe. You don't think about that. What's wrong? Did he hurt his arm, his shoulder, his knee, his hip, his back? No, he's got an infection, a cut between his little toe and his fourth toe. I mean, and we've all done that. Little toes hurt, man. So keep in mind, you're a big John Rahm guy, right?
Not this weekend.
No, not this weekend. Oh, and the WNBA set record TV ratings for the first month, near record attendance. Really? And people are coming out to see Diana Taurasi quite a bit. Asia Wilson's packing them in. Thanks to Kenny Thomas. He was here today. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is here at 4. Isotopes and Chihuahuas tonight. We're back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio. We'll start it at 7 a.m. Adrian looks good on the TV side. Always does, man. JJ, big day?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here, and I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Light skin shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.